Hey class, my name's Nick Schmidt. I'm going to be your professor for your online course this semester. I just want to start out by saying this is the first semester that I'm using Canvas. I've been teaching online for several years using Blackboard, but as you might know, Blackboard is no longer being used at Heartland. Everything has transitioned to Canvas. So this is my first semester using Canvas. So at any point during this semester, if you notice anything that's not working in the course, like if there's a link that's not working or a video that's not playing, um, anything at all, please email me right away and I'll get it fixed as soon as I can. I check my emails pretty much 7 days a week. That's the best way to contact me. I prefer that students not call my office phone because I don't check them. Sometimes I don't get to campus on Fridays, and I usually don't come in on the weekends. So I do a lot of my online coursework from home. Particularly communicating with students by email is the most efficient way. So you're watching this video as part of the orientation module, and I'm just gonna switch the camera view here in a second and just kind of pull up the course on this screencast and just kind of go through some real basic things quickly just to familiarize yourself with how the course is set up. So once you get into the course in Canvas, you should see this main page, which includes basic information about the course, like my contact information. These are office hours here. These are office hours where I'm actually in my office on campus. But for the online students, generally you can just contact me by email at any point. If you want to come during my office hours, that's fine too, but don't feel like you have to do that, obviously. So you're doing the orientation module, and everything in this course is set up in modules. So you're working here on this kind of stuff near the deadline for module or for the orientation module materials. So right near the deadline, usually right before the deadline, I'll open up Unit 1, and then you'll see the Unit 1 materials listed below. And again, every module is set up really similar to the way I have this module set up here. So for example, for Unit 1, you can start by reading an overview of the unit, which is just information I put out there so you kind of have an idea what to expect. The next thing after that would be the study guide. So the study guide is a list of topics in the textbook that you need to know for the test, and most of those topics are things that I'm going to be going over in the modules. So everything I cover in the modules will be important for you to know for the test, but we don't have time to cover everything, obviously. So there'll be a few sections in the textbook listed in that study guide that you'll want to make sure you're reading all those sections, because some of that stuff isn't going to be addressed specifically in the modules. So then we can start with Module 1 after the orientation module is complete. And the first thing in each module will always be just like an overview of what's going to be covered in the module, and then a list of tasks that you have to complete. And I'm going to go back to the module list here to show you that list of tasks that you have to complete are basically right under here. These are the things that are listed in that task. So basically you're just starting at the very first thing you can click on in the module, and you're just working your way right down through those. Okay. Now obviously sometimes there's going to be quizzes, sometimes there'll be lecture videos for you to watch, typed papers, and things of that nature. So you just have to, the big thing is to pay attention to the deadlines to make sure you get your things turned in on time. So each module will have the deadline stated here. So for example, Module 1 is due January 18th. The deadlines are always at 11:59 p.m. on the due date. It's always 11:59 p.m. And you can see that even for the orientation module, it's 11:59 p.m. on January 15th. The only other thing I really want to mention about deadlines and in this orientation video actually is if you miss a deadline, you still have 48 hours to turn the work in after the deadline, and I will give you 50% credit if you get it done within 48 hours of the deadline. After 48 hours is passed, you'll get a 0 though. That's true for everything, whether it's a discussion board post that's graded, or a typed paper, or a quiz. Anything that's graded, you have 48 hours after the deadline to get it done at a 50% deduction in points, but beyond 48 hours it will be a 0. So you don't have to email me, like if, let's say, you're just you get stranded in Chicago because you were visiting relatives and the weather got bad and you didn't have access to your computer, and so you're going to be turning stuff in a day late. You don't have to email me, because I'm just going to, I use that policy the same way for every single situation. So you just know that if you turn it in late, within 48 hours, you'll get 50% deducted. Anything after 48 hours would be a 0. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say in this orientation video. Good luck in the course. Feel free to contact me anytime you want, and we'll hopefully talk to you later at some point.